please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Joining us now is Johan Aurik of Kearney. He's a long-time India watcher and has been with us on CNBC TV18 several times in the past. Johan, always a pleasure to have you. Good to see you back on CNBC TV18. Let me start by asking you, in the context of what you know about India, because as I pointed out, you understand the India story. What did you make of the Prime Minister's address here in Davos?
Well, the Prime Minister opened the week on Tuesday, so there was really a prime spot. Last year, by the way, it was the Chinese president, and I think it was actually very much in line with what China gave the message. It was India is growing and is doing well. India is open to the world. India is ambitious and knows it needs to change, but we are changing. We are making progress, and he gave examples of that. But it's important that the world stays open for trade and that we remain a global firm, a global world. And I think that was the key message. I expected that, to be frank. Yes. So he did not surprise me, but he delivered it really well, and I think the message is very, very important.
Talking about India and investments into India, specifically in the manufacturing side, and we've had this conversation in the past. The government's aspiration is to take the share of manufacturing to GDP to about 20% plus. You've just put out a report at Kearney talking about production readiness in the context of Industry 4.0, and you believe that there are only 25 countries out of 100 countries today that will be ready to embrace the changes that are upon us, and India is not one of them.
No, not. Because these things take time is the short answer. So Make India was announced
2014.
Exactly 5 years ago. No, less than that, 3-4 years ago. You cannot change an entire country, an entire ecosystem in a couple of years. These things take time. So among the countries that are in the leading countries, the top 25, you have countries like Japan, like South Korea, like Germany, like the United States, countries that for decades have been investing and improving and having an ecosystem that really works well. You need to be realistic, first of all. So I applaud the ambition of the Make India program. I really do, and it's really important to do it, by the way. But you also need to be realistic. These things take time to put into effect. I'm absolutely certain that India will rise, but it will take time, and there will be many steps to go.
So, outside of manufacturing, we've seen record FDI inflows into India, and Kearney does a attractiveness index.
We do.
So India continues to be on the radar, high up on the radar.
Attractive place to invest. First of all, there's the size of India. How many? The population growth is just tremendous, which is the biggest driver to GDP in the end. The most important one, we often forget that. It's really population growth. And India is the largest economy with the largest growing population behind that. That's number one. And number two is all the changes that have been put in place under the Modi government, opening business, the tax changes, the investments, etc. Make it an incredibly attractive place to invest. Any company worth its salt, so to speak, and who is globally engaged needs to be in India. There's no doubt about it. That's what drives it. We think it will continue to that way over the next years.
Do you believe that India can now position itself as part of the global supply chain? We've done it in certain sectors like automotives, pharmaceuticals, etc. But do you see India being able to position itself at the heart of the global supply chain across sectors?
That very much depends on the sector where you're in. First of all, don't forget, most of the investments and the foreign investors that come to India